Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We have 60 seconds before we're going to crack on. 60 seconds. People are loading in the webinar all over the world. So we've got 1 minute to go. Speak to you in a moment. 1 minute. Okay, that was the fastest minute you've ever had in your life. Hello, it's Simon Brooks, Diamond Power Distributor. And I'd like to congratulate, we got people all over the world that have actually logged on to our webinar. We got people from Australia, Israel, USA, United Kingdom, and we've even got one of our brand new globals from Taiwan. Welcome, Judy. Good to see you. Okay, folks. I've got an action-packed webinar that I'm going to take you through this evening. And also, towards the end, I'm going to share with you a prospecting system that's going to be free of charge. Before I do, let's just congratulate. We have got hundreds and hundreds of people that have gone power, and also we've got several brand new globals that have all picked up $2,000 as an extra thank you bonus. You got there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 people there that's picked up $2,000 as a thank you bonus, and an upline have picked up an extra $500. Okay, what I'd like to do is talk you through what's going to be happening next week. We're going to be doing a training regarding the new product that was launched not so long ago. It's going to be in detail. So make sure that what you need to start to do is to get as many of your organization logged on to this webinar. You've all got the link that you've got on. And as you know, when you register once, you get a reminder week after week after week after week. So what you need to do, your job, there's stacks of you that's on this webinar right now. You just need to get your team to access the webinar once, and they get a reminder time after time after time after time. Then what we're going to be doing, I don't know if we're going to be doing it this year or might be the beginning part of next year, but we're actually going to be getting, Charlie doesn't know this yet, but we're going to be getting Charles Monk, Global Power Distributor, to teach people and take people through how you can earn $5,000 a month within your second month. Yes, you heard me right. $5,000 within your second month. Now you're possibly sat there thinking, wow, 5,000 in my second month. I'd like to do it after 12 months. Listen, guys, there's a reason why you're not there yet. But Charles can walk you through it. I was on the phone to him for about half an hour yesterday morning, and he took me through it, and I'm thinking, wow. This is why Taiwan have over 100 new powers that have qualified in a matter of weeks. Over 100. So folks, if you want to make sure you're going to get on this, you need to get your team registering for the training webinars, because we're not going to be able to record them all of the time. So do your homework, put some effort in, and get your team to register on the webinars. These trainings are very, very important. Okay, what I need to talk to you about, there's a stack of people on this webinar now who haven't recruited anybody. And I'm going to give you the secret why you haven't done so. Now you might be turning around and saying, oh, that's going to be enlightening. What's the reason why I've done nothing? And the reason being is because you haven't yet got belief. This business is about having belief. Until you have belief, until you know that the product will work for you and your contacts and your prospects and your family, you will not promote the business. You will not recommend it to people. So how do you get belief? Well, this is how Charles Monk got excited and got inspired when I very, very first spoke to him. I gave him some homework, and the homework was to get his children to go and search for 5 products that will give him a saving. And he got a young lad that was searching for a baseball mitt, and he turned around and said, Dad, and bearing in mind, these folks haven't got the app in their country, in the Philippines. So he had to change his settings. I taught him through the changing the settings for the Australian app, which is the closest one to him. Now, obviously, it's the Taiwanese app, but then it was the Australian app. So he put the Australian app in, and then his son went and chose and looked up a baseball mitt, and it was half the price for him to walk out of his house and walk down to the shopping mall to get it in the shops. Half price. And then Charles turned around and said, the light bulb went on. Well, that's going to be the same for you folks listening to this webinar. Your light bulb needs to be turned on. And the way you do it is not to go and buy something, is to search for something, to compare for something. Now, I will give you a bit of a heads up at the moment. We have just been notified that every one of you have installed your Uplines application. Well, now there's no need to do so. You can actually install your own Sherlock. So you can take your Upline Sherlock off your computer and you can put yours on your computer. So every single time that you click now to compare for a price of a product, you know that's earning you click income. Yeah, you heard me right. You can install your app. So when you first sponsor, you first prospect a distributor, get them to install your app, but then when they become a distributor, they can take yours off and they can put theirs on. You will understand that people will use the application far more if they know that they're searching on their own app. So they know they're making their own click income. So that's some great news. See, this is one of the major benefits, that you can listen to these webinars live and you can pick these up straight away. Okay, let me just talk you through now why some of you haven't sponsored anybody. Is big number one, as I said before, you need belief. But the most important reason, once you got the belief, you then think, well, what do I do? And so many of you are looking to do it the hard way. The majority of you are doing it good, but there's a small minority of you that are doing it the very, very, very hard way. Let me tell you what the very, very, very hard way is. You're scared to pick up the phone, to phone a friend, a relative, a prospect, or somebody, a contact that you've got. Hold on 1 second. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you make your list of every single person you got. You're coming up to the biggest, busiest time of the year now, which is Christmas, the festive season. So this is a time that you're going to be speaking to people, whether it be over the Christmas dinner, whether it be socializing or whatever. But you are going to be speaking to people more regularly now than you have done before. And this is what you need to do. You need to make sure that you get your list. See, a lot of you that's listening to this now, you won't even have made your list. You know, that's the crime. That is why you will not be building this business. It's like, you know, and if you're not building the business, then you've got no chance of making money. I'm going to give you a clue. Go and find a job. Did I hear him right? Did he say go and find a job? Yep. If you're not going to prospect anybody, and if you're not going to put anybody through the system, wakey, wakey, guys, get a job. What? You said that? Yes, I did. One thing that I do is I'm very, very honest with people. Now, you will turn around and say, well, the system, what is the system? The system is, number one, you pick up the phone to after you've made your list of people. You then tell them that you have an opportunity that you've joined that you think is very, very exciting. And I'm working with a guy that's been involved in the industry for 25 years and has made over 10.5 million. Would you like to hear what the pair of us are doing? Now, people are going to turn around and say either yes or no. Or they're going to say, I'm not interested at all. I'm really, really happy with my job. But a lot of people, out of sheer curiosity, because curiosity killed the cat, they will say, what is it? Okay, well, I have a step-by-step system that I need to put you through. Give me your email address. I'm going to send you an email link with a website. that's got step 1 and step 2 on. It's going to take a few minutes out of your life for you to take the rest of your life off. But you need to have a look at this presentation. And the beauty of it is you can do it from the comfort of your own home. There's no obligation, there's no pressure, there's nothing. All this I would like you to do is just to take a look. Can I be any fairer than that? They're going to say, no, and that's great. So you put people through. Now, let me tell you now, our team site, whenever you see our emails, and I mention the word our team site, that's destinationdiamond.co.uk, www.destinationdiamond.co.uk. It's right on the screen here, right at the top there. That's it, Destination Diamond. Okay, now, that's our team site. We are getting over 1,000 hits a day. Yep, you heard right. 1,000 hits a day. That's why the Sherlock is going from strength to strength to strength to strength. Now, what you need to be saying to yourself is, I need to make sure I get a lot of my prospects, a lot of my contacts hitting that site. Now, obviously, there's no money to be made hitting the site, but what it does do is it takes all the work out of the job for you, because it does the presentation rather than you having to go through and sell it to your contacts, which no one likes to do. With this system, it's basically, it's a step-by-step system. Okay, so see, in multi-level marketing, you never fail. You just get results. But the difference is, it might not be the results that you're looking for. But what you need to do is you need to get as many results as you can. The more results you get, the bigger the chance you've got of getting some success. Now, the interesting thing is, I have no education. It's like I used to think an O-level was a blood group. Now, if you then realize that a formal education will get you a job, a personal education will get you rich. Let me explain. You might be thinking, well, what's it mean, a formal education get you a job? Yeah, right, you get your qualifications, you go to university, and you'll end up with a job. Fantastic. And my son, Fraser, that a lot of you know, had a fantastic degree, and he didn't go to get a job. He got a degree in construction management. But the only thing he's going to build is his multi-level marketing business, which is going from strength to strength to strength. The guy is only 24 years old and he makes thousands and thousands a week. Yep, you heard me right. Makes a lot of money. Okay, so what I said about if you get a personal education, you get rich. Personal development, getting involved in an industry and an opportunity like this is the most important. That's where you will make a lot of money. And a lot of people turn around and say, oh, Simon, you know, it's all about money with you. Well, I tell you now, you have a better quality of life with a lot of money. I will tell you that from truth. Okay, you don't want to do what you like. You have to do what is necessary. Too many of you are doing what you like. And I mean reading a book, watching the news, watching the television and everything else. I tell you what, folks, I've never let a book interrupt my school experience. Me and reading, me and that sort of thing, it didn't work. I like life skills. I make sure that I speak to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people, because that's where I can get results from. Now, it's like, you know, people say, well, yeah, but you know, thought determines what you want, action determines what you get. If you put the action in, folks, you will get the results. And as I said to you before, a lot of you that's watching and listening to this webinar haven't sponsored anybody yet because you're frightened to put one foot in front of the other, which is crazy, absolutely crazy. The most important thing, a lot of people say to me, yeah, but, you know, I've invited people to listen to the webinar and I've invited people to your house, Simon. I've invited people to meetings and they don't show. Well, I'm going to give you the secret of why that happens. Here's the secret. Because people, and this is you included, that's listening to this webinar, you only invite one person. Whack, whack, oops. Big mistake. Big, big mistake. It's not about just inviting one person. You need to invite 12 people. You need to invite lots of people to get one person or some people to turn up and some people to show. This business, this whole industry is about inviting. You need to invite people, to get people to look at the presentation, to look at the webinars, to look at meetings, and then they can make a decision. Because people turn around and say to me, oh, Simon, you know, you've been in this industry for 25 years. You must know if people are interested in it, you know, or not. I tell you now, folks, with all the skills and all the knowledge that I have, I don't know anything. But I tell you what I do know. I know people that won't make money. And the people that won't make money are people that won't do three-ways, people that won't pick up the phone and won't invite their prospects to the webinars, won't invite people to the meetings, won't invite people to look at it, to speak to me, to show them my home, to bring them to my events. These people won't be successful. I can't work out the ones that will be successful, but I guarantee I can spot somebody that'll never be successful from 500 yards away. And that's the difference. You see, you can't tell who's going to be successful. And I'm a great believer, go for quantity to get the quality. Don't go for special people. Don't go for, oh, this guy's going to be a superstar, I'm going to invite him. And guess what? Him doesn't show. Him doesn't call you back. That doesn't work, folks. You can't make a fortune out of inviting one person to look at something. Doesn't work that way. You know, when people tell me, I say, oh, I can't. Guess what? I can't means I haven't learned yet. The way you learn is by doing more of it. It's to speak to your upline, active upline. Whether that be your upline power, your upline global, or if not, if they're not active, then speak to me. I live on Skype. And people say to me, oh, well, can I book a Skype for Thursday at 3 o'clock, Simon, in the afternoon? Guess what, guys? I don't book three-ways. I do not do that anymore. Why? Because history has told me that I will make arrangements and I will not go somewhere with my family on Thursday at 3 o'clock because I've got a three-way call. And guess what? 2:45, you'll phone me up and say, oh, my prospects decided to go out. Oh, my prospects decided to wash their hair. Oh, my prospects decided to walk their dog. And guess what? I've changed my whole schedule to suit your prospects. So I don't do that now. I say, if you see me online, the amount of time, the amount of notice I need to do a three-way call is around about 2.5 seconds. That's all I need. I do not want you to be on the phone to me prior, telling me all the background about the person and everything else. That's not how a three-way should work, in my opinion. Because when I'm on the phone, I will be asking your prospect the questions. I will be asking how they know you, what's their background, what have they done before, what have they seen with the presentation. So I don't need to know the ins and outs of all about your prospect. I just need to know that have they looked at destinationdiamond.co.uk? Have they looked at step 1 and step 2? That's all I need to know. It is the system, the system, the system, the system. I keep trying to get somebody calling me, but I keep hanging up on them, so they're going to be thinking, whoa! Anyway, so yes, people, every single person are like a tea bag. Yep, you heard me right. Everybody is like a tea bag. You never know how strong or weak they are until they're in hot water. Folks, that's exactly the same as your prospects. Your prospects, it's crucial to work out and find out how weak or how strong are they. Are they a good prospect or are they a weak prospect? The only way you're going to know that is if they're in hot water or you're in hot water. So all you need to do is invite, 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 invite. Nothing else. The most important thing is a three-way is the key deal because it's then social proof. Now you see, you will be speaking to your prospect and they might know you, they know your background, they might know where you live, they might know the clothes you've worn before, the women you used to date, the girls you used to go out with, whatever. And they might not see you with credibility. Whereas when you three-way them to your sponsor or your upline, they don't know who your upline is. So then they will look at the opportunity a little bit differently. Okay, so the most important thing, I'm now going to show you this tip I'm going to give you, which is a free way to prospect. Because some of you might be thinking, oh my God, I've gone through all my contacts. I need to speak to people I don't know. Well, have a look at this idea. Let's see if we can get this text up. This is a text I'm going to share with you. Now, when you go round, right, you will see a lot of builders vans, decorators vans, and everything else. Write their mobile number down. And it doesn't matter which country you're in. This idea is for any country around the world. And you can write a text, take the number down, and put it. See, in my car, I live my life by 2 dictaphones, one by my bedside table and one in my car. Now, I'm not one of these people that can write when I'm driving. So if I'm in my car, I can pick up my dictaphone and work the number, put the phone number in, 07856, blah, 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 blah. But then text them this. Please excuse the unusual approach, but I have seen your advertisement promoting your business. Would you be open to taking a look at a second income for yourself, which would not affect your current business? If so, text me back with your email address, and I will forward what I have in mind, where you could make an extra $1,000 per week without much effort. We have a very simple step-by-step system that you can follow, which explains everything we do, and there's no obligation on your part. We'll look forward to your email address. It's a very, very simple text. And if you've got these phone packages that you can send unlimited texts, this is just such a simple way. Now think about this. You might have to send out 100 texts to get 1 response back or 2 responses back. But let me ask you a question. Those 100 texts that you've sent out, did it cost you anything? No. So that you're just going where you normally go, doing what you normally do, but it's just a different idea. Now, you might be a little bit clever. In the UK, we have a book, a very, very thick book called The Yellow Pages. You could open the Yellow Pages and see all these businesses that advertise their business in the phone book, where you could send them a text on all those things. It takes a little bit of effort, but you might be sat at home with a cup of coffee and you just could put all these numbers into the text. Or you have that text, you can just put their mobile number in. Is a very, very simplistic way of prospecting. It's not the way. You can't beat making a list of all your contacts and then speaking to your contacts, because people don't hear the words, they hear the music. What does that mean? They don't hear what you're saying, they hear how you're saying it. It's like, imagine if I was talking to you and I was really coming over a little bit monotone and boring and everything else. You'd be hanging up on this webinar left, right, and center. But because I put tonality into it, that makes the difference. And that's the same with using this prospecting system. Okay, my time is up. Thank you for yours. What I would like you to do is I would like you to give me your homeworks. Give me a couple of lines in an email to simonbrooks1@btinternet.com, just as whether you liked what you've heard this evening or if you didn't like what you heard this evening. I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't booked your flights for Atlanta, make sure you do, because they're only just over £400. And don't forget, the ticket for the hotel is quite cheap. And we've only got 58 days left. As you can see right in the center of our team site, 58 days left for the event. And we will be launching our very first International Leadership Weekend, but we're just waiting tomorrow till we speak to the hotel to get all the contracts finalized and done. Okay, folks, have a good night. Don't forget the homework. That would be fantastic. And I will speak to you through the week. And if not, next Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye.